EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Good! 180! Watch the slant! Watch the slant! Behind!
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. And it was a leaping catch. He pulled it in. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. They will run for the first time here with White. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Get up! 180! 59! Watch the curl! Watch the curl!
Throwing here, Trubisky. And brought in by his tight end, Adam Shaheen. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
Get up! 180! Alert, alert! Alert, alert! Patch it! Patch it!
Looking to throw Trubisky on first down. To Boyle here over the middle. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Let's go! Check it!
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, he's hitting his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some.
Now it's Trubisky. His throw at the 5. He's already topped his receiving output from a week ago. We're just in the first quarter, as that's a first down.
I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to get the rest of the start.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise Pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Watch the screen. Pass.
They'll run for it. This is White. And he's run to the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. A great effort there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Bears take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Set up. 60 outlaw. And here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. And ready.
Throwing on first down. Abraham. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Come on, set.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Pretty quiet, team. We're pretty quiet.
This is the Oklahoma State run. Chris Carson. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike
Here
linebacker.
we go. 8, read. Be a long day for you. Back
to throw. Abraham. Dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. Going to throw right side here, complete. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Check. From the 31,
Trubisky. This is White on the screen. He'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it, because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out, they're catching the football, then all them going together in one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And he'll be brought down. That's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Let's get off the field, team.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. It's caught. This is White. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. It's Joseph. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Mike 58, right there. Hey, defense.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. And that will be incomplete. Jordan Whitehead there defensively.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Now for the field goal try, here's Eddie Pinheiro. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit to force the field goal.
That'll be taken in the end zone.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go. On the ready.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
But you know, your play sheet and say this is what the problem is. You've got to get the playmakers up, get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Snap.
And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Ready. 45. Mike, 45. Bound to lose 1.
From the gun on 3rd down. Abraham. Open man has got it. It's complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down.
Here we go. 60 Pittsburgh. Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. Alert. Alert. 3 down. 3 down. Shoot.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Here we go. Set. 18 Gator. I got you, boy. Get it.
On 1st down, Rivers. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
Okay, Brady, I see you.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score.
Ready.
Coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. seconds left. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to bring up a third down.
Let's go. 60 or 45. Man, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball. Bud. Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike.
From the gun, Abraham. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. This is Carson, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Chris Carson, his first touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good start.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, a full half to be played. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still trying to move the ball and get field goal range.
Yeah, you get the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase.
He's good. Complete. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. From the shotgun is Trubisky. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Check the outs, check the outs, check the outs.
They run the draw play. This is White. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. And the big play to start the drive, not much sense. He may try and run for this. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. Well, what do you think? Maybe a little disappointment there. They had a pretty nice drive going at the end of the half, and they have to settle for 3.
Oh, definitely a little bit of disappointment there, because when you kick a short field goal, you shake your head a little bit like, could we have done a little bit more? Could we have gotten one more shot to try and get 6? But with what little time was left on the clock, I think it was a smart play.
After the field goal, on to kick it away is Pinheiro. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they will start out in great shape, up very close to midfield. Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And he's got his man on the out route. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play and give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty.
That's going to be a long day.
Now a give, right side. Benjamin. Called a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. Well executed there on second down, so do you go back to the air on third?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a second time.
8 read. You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me. Let's go.
Play action. Abraham. And the throw there going to be incomplete. It appears they're going to come up empty on this first drive of the second half, still down by that slim margin.
Yeah, and that's okay. You know, when you sit and analyze it, they're not happy about what happened, having to go to the bench. But this gives them a chance to let their defense do some work while they on the sidelines go over what they're doing offensively and formulate a proper plan.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here.
Go, baby.
And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Watch the eye.
They begin to drive on the ground. It's running. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
I'm going to hit you all
He's brought down there by Kenny Moore. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
58, come on. me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Looking to throw on second down. Trubisky flushed out right. He's going to have the first down past the 20. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock is going off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Sit up! 180! Mike, 58. Hey, 18. It's just me and you.
On first down, Trubisky able to find Shaheen here. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice game there. This one goes for 20.
My next teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On the draw, it's right. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Sit up! 180! Alert! He's crashing. He's trapping.
They stay on the ground with play. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he should be able to pit. And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They're going to need some therapy after this.
He's got him complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
Ready.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Topper!
Now again, right side. Rebels. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, they have that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short game.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. Quarterback was hit.
Throwing it on 3rd and 1. Abraham. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play. And the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down.
Here we go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Lock in, lock in. 58, boy, 58, 58, Mike.
Now Trubisky. And it's complete. And he'll get this one way out just shy of the 45-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Trubisky now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10. Quick hitter here. It's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Back now at Soldier Field. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Give him 3 on first down. He'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Got it. Let's get it. Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45. On the arm. Go.
To throw on 2nd down. Abraham. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
They can't stop us, baby.
Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Hey, box drop, box drop. 5.
To throw on 3rd down. Abraham trying to load it up deep. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, there's a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter what his man or zone. Deep ball, short ball. And that was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Trubisky now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. First down, here's Redding. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Let's go!
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Trubisky will throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
The Bears on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time it's 3rd and 3.
58, right over.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. And they'll find Shaheen, the tight end. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 26. Quite the turnaround from a week ago where he threw 4 interceptions. He hasn't had an interception this game, and he told us during the week, my goal, goose egg. He's achieving that so far.
And what we're seeing is a guy that you can win with, all right? Because anyone who can make that type of an adjustment to shake off a really horrendous week the week before and come back and play mistake-free football to this point, yeah, that's a guy I want to play with.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air as the Bears push further out in front. Several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Well, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, wherever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Ready.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and it's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives are just not going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the...
Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
All day, every day. Let's go. 50, plant. Win championships, baby. Strong left. There.
On 1st and 10, Abraham. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36.
You see me?
You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job trying to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
61.
It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. They'll keep it on the ground. Benjamin, and down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
You ready?
11 yards there and a line 1st down.
Pull it high.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Abraham. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. T.J. Hockenson, his first touchdown on the year. As they're now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. A hit and a loose football.
There we go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You've got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
And by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Opting to run again here with White. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
Let's go.
So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run in first down. Right. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Hey, 4 down.
Oh, Trubisky did a throw. And he'll find his man on the outside. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 41-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
58 to Mike. 58 to Mike. Watch the screen.
This is scooped up by the Lions. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they've dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback in the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game. And they did it to perfection and caused a fumble.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. And number 1. On second down now, it's Carson. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1.
10 logo. Mike 58 right there. Big stop.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It's a gain of 4 there and gives him a new set of downs.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the short catch and flip the down marker back to run.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
And ready?
Back to throw. And he will find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Ready up. 45. Mike, 45. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want to go.
They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And this one is right down the middle. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the other. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they got across the 50 last time. They fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking at a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, good chances of scoring some points they've got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team because now your defense has to make that stand up.
First throw in overtime now for Trubisky. He gets this complete to Shaheen, the tight end. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each center, you see him holding, communicating. There he is, and they passed him out to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
You must be dreaming.
Now Trubisky to throw. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say when you throw an interception like that in overtime? You don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. You throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
On first down, Carson. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Down. 90 Wolf. Coming to you. Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
On second down, Benjamin. And he shoved a tackle. Now he's got some space. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at about the Bears' 28.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all time. On third down, it's Carson. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard. And now the Bears going to signal for another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. And this will be a 45-yard attempt. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about, a long field goal to win it. So definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the ball went through the post.
But it did go through the post. Ice water was in his veins. So for the Lions, they fall a game under 500 now at 3 up and 4 down. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.